Well, hello out there. Today we're gonna try out one military camp. This is a game where you control a guerrilla movement. The gameplay is focused around building a camp, training your people and sending them out on missions to take back the country, right? As you can see, the aesthetic is very cartoonish, very stylized. It really does work for what the game is trying to do though. I have played around a little bit with the campaign. Okay, so the early parts of the campaign are focused on teaching you how to play the game itself. I have gone past that part and I have engaged in a few missions. So instead of doing that all over again, let me actually just continue on from where I was. Okay, so this is my camp. I'll just briefly go over some of the early stuff that is covered by the campaign, but I'm going to skip over it. You've got a number of places where your people can live in. These are the barracks. The normal workers have to live in separate houses though. Now, there is a unique feature about the game, which is perceived noise. You cannot have living spaces be too noisy, otherwise the people that are assigned to them will actually not be able to rest properly. So you want to keep these places nice and quiet. As you might expect, if there is a perceived noise, then there must be buildings that create noise, right? And that's exactly correct. So in this case, a whole bunch of training buildings actually create noise. Here, they generate noise. You actually have a meter here for how noisy things are. As you can see, these buildings generate noise, the ones in white. These ones are affected by it. That's one of the unique features about the game, but otherwise it generally plays very similarly to games that you may have played in the past. You gotta house people, but you also have to give them places to work at, right? So the game is primarily focused on creating an army or a force of resistance to battle against the evil dudes. And the normal employees can work in things like researching, they can man the canteen to provide food for the soldiers, and the soldiers themselves can actually get training in various aspects. So if you click on a soldier, oh, she's sick. There's 4 gauges. Strength. Yeah. So you got speed, strength, intelligence, and accuracy. Soldiers can be assigned to specialties, and that depends on the level of skill they have in each of the abilities. So you begin as a private. Here, you get assigned a specialty, and then you can further specialize. I've only unlocked the first tier, but as you can see from the bottom here, there's different colored little squares. That indicates what the specialty is, right? And you can increase those abilities by sending soldiers to do training here for intelligence, strength, accuracy, and where's the last one? Speed. And if you actually look inside, let me just let the timer go. Soldiers will actually be doing the various things. So she's training strength. These guys are hitting the books. This guy is, yep, he's being accurate. And this guy's just running. The point is to take over the rest of the island. So the campaign map is basically set as a bit of a board game, I think. You've got various provinces. Here's our base. And each of the provinces can have different buildings that provide different resources. Gas to provide electricity. This one is for food. This one is for ammunition. And we've unlocked one province. So this is for medical, that's for medicines, I think. And this one is for taking loans. So the next mission sends us over here, and it's currently in progress, as you can see. It's to rescue a spy. I'm guessing she's gonna train us to become spies. Economy, currently we're taking a bit of a loss, and supposedly as you capture provinces, you'll be able to increase your income level. This is research, and this is how many people you've got. At the moment, we seem to be able to only house 100 people. That might be the maximum for the camp itself, although I'm guessing that it may be affected by the rank, as you can see here. Supposedly, doing more missions gives us more rank, which presumably allows us to upgrade our camp. Now, one of the other things you can do, as you might expect, is research. At the moment, we've only unlocked a few buildings, so you need to have different buildings to train your different specialists. And the different buildings to, for example, look after the health. Yes, also provide logistics like fuel to keep the lights on, food and medicine and ammunition. So you've got various warehouses that you can also build. Over here is all the different levels of buildings. So we can get more recruits. We can house more soldiers per building. Housing is better and whatnot. But yeah, basically increasing the level of the buildings you construct allows you to do more with them. And here we can be more efficient with energy. This is primarily where you train your soldiers. You can train the soldiers in the basic abilities and then in the various specialties. And this is to defend the camp. I haven't actually got to that point yet. We're currently undertaking a mission which is just about to end. The way the game works is that you've got a recruitment building over here. You get recruits every so often. So in this case, because we've got a recruitment center level 1, we can have a maximum of 8 potential recruits. And as you can see here, we've got 3. Now, they've all got various specialties. And they can also have properties, as you can see here. So she's got a bit of a jinx. So she won't be very good as a soldier because she's more likely to be injured. So you recruit soldiers and staff, and then you assign them to various buildings. You've also got different layouts just to show you different things, like health, for example. You can see some sick people. Yep, she's sick. Everybody else seems to be pretty healthy. And then happiness, you gotta provide them with food. You buy the canteens, and they also need to be entertained. That will keep them nice and happy, so they can train, and then they can be sent on missions by the heliport. So the camp management functionality works pretty much as you'd expect if you played similar games. In this case, we don't have any medics. I'm waiting for someone with good intelligence. There is a perk that allows people to get more experience as medics. Unfortunately, you cannot reassign people once you've recruited them. That's a bit of a gotcha in the game. In any case, let's let time proceed so that we finish the mission here. That is the second mission. Aha, the mission is indeed completed, so we have to click on that to retrieve people. Oh shit.
Well done, soldiers! Another step towards victory!
Oh, he may have been injured. Hopefully he's not dead. Everybody else seems to be okay, but hopefully he's not dead. Anyway, the mission was to retrieve a spy from a nearby province, and we apparently have done so successfully. Oh shit, this might have been scripted. Bad news. Took some losses, not everyone returned. Probably captured and are being held in one of the dragon's dungeons. Damn you, dragon! Ah yes, so the characters actually do emote. The dialogue is text only, but the characters will actually emote. Fool! We have to step up our efforts. We leave nobody behind, except when we do, just like we did just then. We'll get our people back. We'll make that parasite dragon pay for everything he has done. You'll see. I should just leave this pause for hours just to see if he gets really tired of clenching. Oh, he's dropped off the face of the earth. Anyway, so right now we've got a whole bunch of pop-ups. The UI is actually very nicely done. You get the information that you need when you need it. There's no gotchas that I've seen so far. Pretty much everything that you have to see, you can pretty much see. If you don't notice and you don't have to think about the UI, then it's a good UI. Okay, so let's see. You gotta restock the warehouse here. Okay, gotta buy. And that will bring a chopper. Okay, that's our guys returning, but that is the supplies. I think if we let time pass, the maintenance guys will come over and ship it to the building. Alright, let's see. Can't work if there's nothing...
Yes, sir.
So yeah, when you click a guy, you can see... The UI will actually tell you where they're assigned to work, where they're going, and where they live. So he's assigned to that building. He should be a specialist on artillery. He is indeed. So he's an artillerist, so he's actually assigned to the building to increase his experience, but he also sleeps over here. So yeah, the game literally tells you where they work, where they sleep. The UI is actually quite well done, I have to say. Okay, now he's ready to specialize. So basically, once you assign someone to work in a building, so in this case, accuracy, you set their goals. In this case, it was to become an infantryman, and that requires a certain level of accuracy, which is met. Now we get to specialize him. You can either do it here or here. But basically, he'll automatically go to infantry, because that's the goal that we set him.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what it means is that he needs to be... Yep, he automatically goes to infantry specialization. Okay, so you can also take a look at people by the menus here. So in this case, that's... Well, the first one is to construct. And you've got different categories. So every building has to have both roads and power, as you can see here. But other than that, like I said before, noise is the only unique thing about the game. Now, we're getting a couple of recruits. I appreciate the fact that I can see the perks without having to like drill down into the characters themselves. Like I said, the UI is actually very nicely done. Yep, and you can also come here and issues. What is this? Okay, so issues are pretty serious in this case. No medic. So a couple of injuries and a couple of people without any ammunition. This is for her to specialize. Yep, explosives, excellent. That will take care of that. Now, one weird thing about the game is that you can set people to be on a daytime schedule or a nighttime schedule. It's actually very easy to set it, but I don't quite see the advantage of that yet. Maybe for things like, maybe once we get attacked, maybe that will affect things then. But right now, for example, every building has to have both someone taking care of things during the day and during the night to be fully manned. And as you can see, people are coming over here to work. So yeah, The small little animations are actually very well done in the game. The visuals and everything like that, it's all very well done, I have to say. Okay, so we've got 5 people waiting to be recruited. They will eventually go, right? You can't just leave people hanging forever, so they will eventually go. Because you can't reassign people, it's a good idea to make sure to check all the perks, right? You can train skills, but the perks don't seem to be able to change. So in this case, this lady has a perk for improving accuracy. Her accuracy is trash, but I think we should still be able to make use of her. So anybody who's got a positive perk like that is actually good. And they do cost, so you want to make sure you pick the people with a bright future. In this case, the perks. So the barracks, okay, higher. And also, okay, so there's a new mission available now. Aha, I knew we had some promising communications cadets. They've intercepted a radio transmission from Jan Teen's senior command. Apparently, several of them will be overseeing the construction of a large satellite dish on Mount Cogollo. We don't know what they plan to use it for, but it can't be good. If we act quickly, we can catch them by surprise and foil Jan Teen's plans for Great Lands. So we don't yet have an aviator. Every mission does have a bit of a timer. So in this case... Oh yeah, so in this case we get a bonus if we respond quickly. Problem being, I don't have anybody who can do aviation. Okay. Okay, so maybe I could have done it. It also means that we need to build a building. Here, soldiers. And we get an aviator specialization. We could put it there right next to the chopper. Yeah, that's probably right. Now we need to specialize someone in aviation. Who could possibly be promoted to that? Right, so they need speed and strength. We'll get someone who's an artillery person, right? We could sort by... Right, you can also filter by strength and sort by strength, rather. Okay, this person could be a good candidate. She's got some good speed.
Yes, sir.
Speed 29. Right, so let me set the goal here for this guy to become an aviator. Okay. Right, so strength is fine just because they were formerly an artillery person. So they should be okay. And I've got enough artillery people to fill the ranks. They need to work on speed though. Alright, so now you work in speed. Right. Which then reassigns them to this building over here. I'm not sure that we'll be able to get the bonus though. Alright, did we get the bonus? I think we lost the bonus. Yeah, we lost the bonus. So waiting for someone to become an aviator. In the meantime, let's see what else is available. Okay, so I unlocked the spy and the tank driver. Spy requires speed and intelligence. Tank requires strength and accuracy. And we need someone with accuracy, right? Oh, you're beefy, okay. You'd be great as a tank driver.
Understood.
Right, so he's gonna work on that. Now we have to assign him to work on his accuracy.
Consider it done, boss.
Okay, there you go. Now, just double check. Spy requires speed and intelligence. Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna set your goal to be a spy. Alright, comms.
Okay.
Not sure what the ratings are, but anyway, we'll take you.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
Start mission. Aha, the mission is done.
The sweet taste of victory. Well done.
And everybody came back, plus they gave us a bit of cash. Excellent. Unfortunately, we didn't get the quick response bonus. So it does mean that you should invest in training different types of soldiers as soon as possible. At the moment, the game only has a campaign available, right? So you have to follow the steps that have been laid before you. As you can see here, we've made some progress, but our income is nowhere near the level that it should be. So we've got 2 more promises to unlock, and I believe that the game will send us this way. And I'm guessing we're going to have to come back here and then unlock these promises. But the gist of the game is basically that you need to build up a camp, recruit soldiers, and as you train them, you can then specialize them in various things. Up to now, we've unlocked tier 2. The next couple of missions require these 2 tier 3s. But basically, the higher tiers require multiple different abilities. And apparently there's different climates that you also have to deal with. So deserts and snowy landscapes. The way the game works on the campaign map is that you have different promises, a la a board game. And you have different missions assigned to you. Some of them are to reconquer different provinces. New functionality may become unlocked as we go along, but the gist of it is that you build your camp, recruit soldiers, conquer provinces to increase your money supply, build new buildings as you need them, and basically enhance your camp.